Okay, now that you have selected your object and reviewed the videos, you are going to now draw your object onto your piece of paper. One thing we want to focus on is making sure that we aren't drawing something too big or drawing something too small for the paper that we have available to us. We're going to do something very similar to the sphere here in terms of the understanding of adding your horizon line to create a plane for the object to sit on for the foreground, middle ground, and background. Once again, you can get a little creative with it if you want to down the road, and we'll investigate this again. But if you want to add a fun little background to it, you can do something like this. Another painting in progress could be something like this in terms of adding your horizon line to show that the objects are sitting on the ground and adding that shadow underneath. So you can add 1, 2, 3 objects, 4, however many you want. And then you're going to come in and draw the object first. If you want to practice on a side piece of paper, you may do that as well. But what you're going to do is look at the object from one perspective. Now for me, I'm going to draw it kind of directly on this way, but as you guys look at it, you're going to see it from a different perspective. You're seeing it from top down. I'm seeing it on the side, kind of envisioned like this. So when I sit it down, I'm going to draw it exactly how I see it. So I understand if I wanted to break it down into a basic shape, I can come down here. Okay, and turn it into a triangle of sorts. Okay, it's got a rounded base though, so that will be altered. Then I have kind of like an oval shape right here. Okay, and then I have like a rectangle, and that goes up to the top. Okay, so now I have a gesture drawing, a quick understanding of what's going on, broken down into the basic shapes. Oval, rectangle, another rectangle, triangle. Now I can get a little bit more sophisticated with my drawing and alter it into a way that I see it. So now I understand that the base has a curved edge to it. So I'm going to come down, swoop down and around. Now this will be called an ellipse. If we look at our object directly from above, you can see that it is a perfect circle. But as I start to twist it, it turns into that kind of ovally shape. And that's what I want to aim for with my drawing, because that's how I see it. So I'm going to come in and equally draw that out from side to side. Now if you have a ruler, go for it, but you can also use your resources. I would find the middle point for me because this is symmetrical. And go up from there, and then you can come in with a ruler or whatever materials you have. Utilize your resources. This is only if you have straight lines. If you don't have straight lines, then obviously you wouldn't have to do this. And then we can make sure that we are going out the same distance. Okay, same distance here. Now once again, my drawing is going to be different than yours because you're drawing a different object, but I'm just going to give you the idea and understanding of how things are going to go to have your drawing be successful. Okay, now I can erase all those gestural lines. Okay, gestural lines are the quick understanding. I'm pressing lightly so I don't have any eraser marks. I'm going to bring it up a little bit. Okay, now I press lightly, so this mistake that I had, I am able to easily erase. All said and done with our painting, we never want to see any pencil lines. So press light enough means we have the ability to erase all those extra marks that we don't want, and then we can paint right up against the edge of the line, and then that will eliminate the line completely. Okay, now I'm going to start to work my way up towards this little cylinder part here. It has turned into an ellipse. Once again, if I look at it directly from above, it's a perfect circle. Okay, this little metallic gold piece, copper, that's a perfect circle. But then when I look at it at an angle, it does not turn into a perfect circle. So if you're looking at a book or something like that, and you look at a flat top of the cover, it's a perfect rectangle. But then when you start to alter that, it changes the perspective. I'm going to come in with drawing my basic shapes and understanding. Swoop down and around, and it curves towards the back. Okay, then this curves down like this. And then the spout is in the center, and this shoots straight up. Once again, it is a perfectly straight line, so if I want to grab my resources, my ruler, you can go ahead and do that. We no longer see the backside of this circle, so I can go ahead and erase that to showcase the overlap understanding. Okay. Now there is a little kind of divot right here. It gets a little skinnier in the spout, and then I have all these other details up here, so I will want to pay attention to that. I'm going to come in and draw it exactly how I see it, pressing lightly because I know I'm going to make mistakes, and I'm making lots of marks to then figure out which one's the best. Okay, then we got that little divot right there. And we have the next piece here. This is a cylinder right now. Right now I'm just drawing kind of like a rectangle, but when I add the highlights and shadows, it'll turn into a cylinder. I can see both sides of that part of the cylinder there. It shoots up into another portion, very similar. And then that connects to this top piece here. And the very top little spout. Okay, once again, we're all drawing something different, but now you have a realistic looking version of your object. And for me, it is this oiling can. But there's some details I need to pay attention to. There's some little scratched away areas of gray. I'm just going to lightly, with my pencil, very lightly press and understand where that is going to be located for my painting. I have this sticker right here, so I'm going to come in. Once again, that sticker is a perfect circle, but once you twist it and put it on an object that's round, it's going to alter it a little bit, so it's not going to be 100% of a perfect circle, but it's going to represent the idea of one. We got some words on there, which I can add a little bit later. And then there's a second little ridge right here on the bottom of the can. Okay, there's some more scratch marks of gray I can incorporate. Pressing very lightly just to understand where they're at. Okay, and then finally you can end with a horizon line. With the horizon line, you want to make sure that it never is on top of the object. Notice how the objects are physically on top of the ground. Just that's how it is in normal, real, everyday life. I want the object, or the horizon line, to go somewhere through the object. Okay, the horizon line can never be below an object because then it would be floating in space. We always need to be grounded onto something. I could also, once again, go this kind of route where it kind of fades off and gets a little more artsy, if you will. But if you don't feel like you're at that stage yet, we can just create one solid straight line. I'm going to go ahead and put it right here. I think that's a good spot. And then I'll go that way, skip the area where my object is located, and then go that way. And now I have a horizon line that showcases the idea of a ground plane for my object. Okay, so go ahead and give that a shot with your object. Once again, it's going to be different because we're all drawing different objects, but the main focus is starting with the idea of a basic shape. Then once you have that down, like my triangle, my oval, and my rectangles, then and now I press lightly so I can erase the areas that I don't need anymore. Then you're going to come in and add your smaller, finer details, pressing lightly still, because all said and done, once again, we absolutely want to see no pencil lines when our painting is complete. Just like on our sphere, I don't see any pencil lines. Just like on this painting, that needs a little bit more work, but once again, you don't see any pencil lines there. It's all done through the use of paint. So go ahead and give that a try. Give it your best effort. Start with your drawing. Remember, before you move on to painting, you want to photograph this stage to create documentation of your process of beginning to end. So right now, I will go ahead and photograph my drawing before I move on to painting. All right, best of luck and enjoy. Have fun.